We're Sherry and Jim. For the past 24 years, travel's been a shared passion, which has been the central focus of both our personal lives and professional careers. Now, 5 years into exploring the world overland on motorcycles, bicycles, and an expedition four-wheel drive, we're facing a difficult decision. As the coronavirus spreads, do we stay in South America, or do we leave Maggie behind, abandon our travels, and head home?
Hey guys, sun's just coming up and we're squarely in the middle of nowhere. We're about 350 kilometers south of Salta, Argentina, and this is where we slept last night. It's in a truck stop. It's been quite noisy, but good safe place to stay for the night. But more importantly, we're in a bit of a hurry and kind of stressed, honestly. The last few days have kind of come off the rails a bit. We found out from a friend yesterday they started to lock down cities in Argentina for the coronavirus, and so we kind of feel like we're caught in no man's land. We're trying to figure out how we can get to a safe harbor. So we're headed towards Cordoba, which is about 550 kilometers away. Once we get there, we can kind of regroup, reset, lie low for a little bit, and hopefully weather the worst of this.
Where do we go from here? We could go anywhere. Where do we go from here?
Okay, so where to begin? The last few days have been so much has changed. I guess, like the rest of the world, the coronavirus is really kind of taking hold down in South America, and only a few days ago there wasn't that much talk about it, and we had our strategy at the time was, we're traveling in pretty remote areas. We already weren't really around people, and we were kind of bush camping and that type of thing, and so we felt like, maybe we could just, right now there are very few cases in South America, and so we thought we could maybe keep pushing forward and see how things develop. Well, they've developed really, really quickly in the last few days.
It's like changing by the hour.
Yeah, I feel like I'm afraid to check our phone because every time, every hour that goes by, there's a new report, and it's all bad. It started with Argentina closing its borders, and then since then I think Chile has closed their borders, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia. Peru's in a full lockdown. Argentina canceled all their flights to Europe and to North America, which honestly, that alone is kind of like, gives you a real sinking feeling in your gut, because there's a feeling of being trapped here.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling when you just you don't have options anymore.
Yeah, so we've kind of had to rethink things really quickly. So a couple of days ago, we stopped kind of traveling, and now we're sort of in retreat. Instead of heading north, we're heading south, and we've been heading south for a couple of days. And our destination's Cordoba. There's an overland campsite there that's really highly regarded, and we've decided to choose that as our base to kind of hunker down, retool, and figure out what's going on and what our next step should be. And I don't know if we can get out of Argentina. We don't want to leave, but it does feel a little bit uncomfortable. But more, I think more urgently, there's a real sense of like Sherry said, like hour by hour change. And so we got an email from a friend who's down in El Calafate, and he said that they're in quarantine now. They've all the whole place has been locked down because there was a case down there, and then we got another report when we got up this morning that they've locked down Salta. We just passed through Salta. We were just in Salta, so we're a little bit nervous we're going to get caught in no man's land and not be allowed to travel. The last couple of days, I've traveled. Hold on one second. I need to see where I'm going.
We are going straight through the roundabout.
Okay. So in the last, so yesterday we drove about 350 kilometers, and that 350 kilometers we went through quite a number of police checks and each one of them was much different than any police check we've had in South America before.
Yeah.
And they were kind of long and involved. I think a couple of them lasted up to about 30 minutes each, and they were really, I think they're doing a great job. Actually makes me
Yeah.
feel like this is what needs to happen in the world.
Exactly,
They're
yeah.
checking, there's a lot of questions, especially with our American passports. They get quite concerned, and so we have to explain that we've been in the country for quite a while now, since January, and explain where we're going and where we've been and that type of thing. And but a lot of phone calls and a lot of conversation, and each time I feel like a little bit more like we're running a gauntlet.
Yeah,
And-
like there's just that, you're going to encounter that one policeman that's
or you just
not
get
gonna
held
let
up
you go
because
forward.
because the rules changed, and they don't
Yeah.
want you going into the next province
Right.
or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's stressful, for sure.
Yeah, so we got a message from the guy that owns the overland campsite that we're trying to go to last night, and we didn't get this until this morning. But
Wish we had gotten it last
I
night.
do too. And he said some minutes ago another overlander arrived from La Rioja, and they told me that they got stopped several times on the road. You might get said that you're not allowed to go into certain provinces by tomorrow. If I were you, I would travel all night through, at least until you are inside of Córdoba province.
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights, won't stop for traffic lights. And I really wanna know,
So we literally just pulled over to the side of the road so we could have a little bit of lunch. And it is, as you can see, I didn't bother to put the roof up, and it's very cramped in here. We kind of call it our coffin kitchen. But we're gonna have some apples, a little peanut butter and bread, and get back on the road.
if I will ever figure out where the road goes.
Just gotta do something really quickly. I think we have just been through a bug apocalypse.
You can say I lost my mind. I will keep on holding my head high, even if the sky is falling down.
Not great, but hopefully we can see again. That was really bad. It's like we went through bug rain. A little while ago, we stopped to do the windscreen and clean it up, which I have to say it looks a lot better. But when we got back in the car, it smelled like somebody had had a terrible accident in here, and it was almost a biohazard situation. And both of us, when we smelled it, immediately were taken back to this morning when we had the exact same thing happen to us, and we were just overcome when we first were driving out this morning. We're overcome by this terrible smell, and immediately go back and check the toilet for leaks, and it got so bad that we ended up putting a second treatment of deodorizer in the toilet, and both of us were like, oh my gosh, I can't imagine what's going to happen. We're going to get into these police checks, and while we're in a police check, they're going to smell this terrible smell inside this car, and they're literally going to quarantine us for like a biohazard. So anyway, and Sherry's giving me all this heck and everything, and she's like, I told you last night not to have that second serving of taco stew. You know what happens. You know it upsets your stomach. Now look what you've done. And so, fast forward to now, and it occurred to us as we're driving off what's going on. Both times when we got this smell, I just washed the windscreen in the car with what I thought was water in a platypus bottle. As it turns out, Sherry said that she had put like a home remedy type of solution in the bottle, which you claim is simply water and lemon juice, right?
Just lemon juice, yeah.
Okay. It's incredibly hard to believe this, but it's been in there for like weeks and just sitting in there. And so it has turned into some toxic biohazard that I've now sprayed all over our car twice today, and completely convinced us that we had crashed this thing into a septic system or whatever. It's awful.
Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. sky is falling down.
Okay, so this is a quick update. A lot's happened in the last 24 hours. The climate here is changing a lot, and it's changing really quickly, kind of like we touched on yesterday, but there's a lot of overlanders who...
They've been treated badly as foreigners because people are just scared and panicked about the virus.
The general sense I get is, so they're kind of worried that, hey, when they see foreign license plates or they see somebody that's clearly, you know, European or American or whatever, that they get nervous and they're afraid that, you know, we're carrying the virus. And
they were not letting them in grocery stores in some cases, kicking them out of hostels, hotels, telling them they can't camp anymore, and so some people have ended up without a place to stay, period.
We found out in all this that it looks like these regional shutdowns or lockdowns that they're doing now are about to go. In fact, I'm almost positive they're about to go nationwide. They're going to shut down all transportation. Everybody's going to have to stay in place. There's going to be no international flights, no domestic flights, no anything.
Right. We heard last night when we got here too that last night was the last night that we could have flown out. And so,
which we didn't know you could fly out at all anymore, but apparently there are a few carriers that are still flying through other destinations, like Copa flying through Panama, and there are a few flights still here. Most everything's already been canceled, right?
Yeah, so we did some research this morning, or a lot of this morning, to find out if we actually could fly out, if Copa was actually flying, and if the government would actually allow us to fly out. So and it's been kind of a roller coaster, up and down. 1 minute it's yes, the next minute it's no. And so the last we landed on was, yes, you'll be able to fly out tonight. And we've heard, you know, at one point we heard they were going to stop it at 3 o'clock today, and then it was tomorrow, or maybe Monday. So we're just
so we left it with a choice.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like, do you stay and weather here, which is strongly our preference, or do you go home? And it came down to this for us. We've decided to go home. Or when I say home, we've decided to take a flight that lands in LA, and because we don't have
we're
a home,
homeless.
we're going to we have no idea what we're doing, but we leave at 2 o'clock in the morning tonight or whatever, tomorrow morning. And so we're packing really aggressively right now, or quickly right now, to try and get everything organized, because this was never the plan. But it came down to a simple thing for us. You know, if this thing goes on for months and we're you know, and it's in quarantine and we're the foreigners, and you know, we end up being the one that needs to be in the hospital or whatever, you know, when we found out that the flights were going to be completely canceled, we're going to be completely shut off from the outside world, including when we talked to the U.S. Embassy a couple times today, you know, there's a little bit of a sinking feeling in your gut where you feel like you've been left behind, and it's not a great feeling, if I'm being completely candid. I think we've just threaded the needle here. You might be able to tell in the background, I'm not sure, but the monitor over Sherry's shoulder, but there's basically every flight out of here was canceled. We got one of the only flights that's still operating. Well, fingers crossed. But we also found out at about 8 o'clock tonight that Cordova province was going to go ahead and quarantine starting at midnight. So we had to hustle to get ourselves together and get to the airport just before the quarantine started. So hopefully our flight operates on time. Right now it's showing on time. The good thing is the airport is completely dead. It's really quiet. It's like a small Mayberry airport.
Everybody's being very good about keeping their social distance.
So we made it. I feel like we passed a little bit of a test because they were taking everybody's temperature. We were like, this would be a bad time to find out that I have one. We were so close. So we made it. We got to Panama City, which is fantastic. But the flight was almost completely empty. There was just a few people on it. And now here, again, there's like tons of cancellations. So past a really long line of people getting reaccommed. And so it feels good that at least ours is showing on time right now to get out of here. So yeah, homeward. All right, so good news is we're here. The bad news is we have no idea what we're doing now that we're here. We haven't planned anything yet. We were so consumed by just trying to get out that we don't have a hotel, a car, a place we're going, anything. We just got a flight to LA. So we got once we clear customs are going to start figuring that out.
It is really eerie how empty it is down here. Like, immigration took us less than a minute. There's nobody in there. Nobody. And you can see around here, there's nobody. There's no bags, no people.
Okay, we're on to the rental car portion of planes, trains, and automobiles. We're heading down the street from our hotel in LAX to pick up a rental car. Well, that was painless, friendly people inside, everything went okay. Got a car with 3,300 miles on it, can't complain too much. Feels awfully zippy compared to our Land Cruiser. Welcome to a new reality. We are in Whole Foods, and for the first time since we got back, trying to stock up on groceries. And wow, it is bare in here. Yeah, that's what I keep reading, and it's true. Half the store is empty.
So it took us about 24 hours to get sorted, but I think that's pretty good. We were able to So I think a pretty good plan considering we didn't have any clue what we were doing. We landed in LA. So the plan's this: for the next 10 days, we have a friend of ours from Ojai that has a cabin up just at the entrance to Yosemite. So we're going to go up to that cabin and stay and hopefully have some practice social distancing after our flight in here and all the people that hopefully not got this sick. And then from there, at the beginning of April, we're heading up to Truckee by Lake Tahoe, and we've got another really close friend of ours who's going to join us up there at his mountain house. We're going to stay there at least through the end of April. So that covers the next 6 weeks, and we're really excited about it. I mean, I feel like that as best we can, we're trying to make the best of this.
So we made it. Finally. Home sweet home, I guess, for at least the next 10 days or so.
Wow, so we made it. Last night was definitely the most restful sleep I think both of us have had in a week.
Definitely.
It's been a really challenging week. You know, we were on the border of Bolivia heading north, and now we're in California. So, you know, we're really grateful for the way things have played out so far. And
Yeah, I feel like we had a tough decision with really imperfect information. It was really hard to leave our Land Cruiser behind and kind of abandon our travel plans to South America, or put them in pause, we'll say.
yeah.
But more importantly, I feel like we made the right decision, and I feel like we're really fortunate to, in such a short period of time, to have kind of ended up where we did. You know, to be in
Yeah.
California and to be at a friend's cabin here on the edge of Yosemite is, I mean, what more can you ask for? I feel really grateful for that, and you know, I don't know we don't know where the road ahead is going to lead, but wherever it does, you know, we're going to continue to vlog. And so if you'd like to follow the journey, be sure to subscribe, and I guess if you like this video, yeah, click like. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah, stay safe.
Bye guys.
Bye.